political science major with an honors concentration and an Islamic studies minor. During her tenure here, she was named a Connolly Delouvier International Scholar and attended a study abroad program at the University of Cape Town in South Africa, where she studied political science and Arab and Islamic studies. She has an impressive story to tell, and she's made an incredible mark during her time at Villanova. I had a chance earlier this semester to hear her story, and I will tell you it's incredibly moving. And she undoubtedly has a bold and bright future, and one that, as her benefactor, you will be especially proud of. Please welcome Megan McCorsky.
Good evening. My name is Megan McCorsky, and I'm a Connolly Delouvier Scholar. I am honored to be here tonight and wanted to share with you why I am proud to be a Villanovan. Last year, a number of us were presented with an outstandingly generous gift of funding for a semester abroad during our time here at Villanova. With the Connolly Delouvier Scholarship, I was able to travel to South Africa, where I studied for a semester at the University of Cape Town. Because my tuition was covered, I was also able to spend an additional month traveling through Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Zambia. Those 6 months were not only the best days of my life, but also a source of direction and inspiration that I'll take with me long after my graduation from Villanova. South Africa is a country of both tremendous physical beauty and tragic human suffering. Despite the mineral wealth that lies beneath its soil, 57% of South Africans live in poverty, and 25% are unemployed. Just under 1 in 5 South Africans is HIV positive. While celebrating the tremendous success of the World Cup, which was completed just as I arrived in the country, it was impossible to ignore the homeless on every corner, the children begging for money, and the huge numbers of refugees from conflicts like those in Rwanda, Sierra Leone, and Zimbabwe. I have studied poverty in my classes at Villanova, but to have examples of it living down the street from me in Cape Town was something I never could have learned in the classroom. During my time in Southern Africa, I saw both the best and the worst of what this region has to offer. I dove in the frigid waters of the Atlantic with the great white sharks we see presented on the Discovery Channel for a week in August every year. I tutored orphans who were so desperate for affection that I often spent more time tickling them than going over math problems. I rode a horse through fields of zebras and wildebeest in the hills of Zimbabwe. Cool. I had refugees ring my doorbell to beg for food. I completed the highest bungee jump in the world in a town where Nelson Mandela once hid from the apartheid government. I had my computer stolen and spent a day in a Zimbabwean hospital. The shark diving I would recommend. The Zimbabwean food vendors I would not. The injustices I both studied and witnessed firsthand in South Africa have inspired me to pursue a career in international human rights law. Though apartheid was officially brought to an end almost 2 decades ago, South Africa has still not been relieved of the burdens that it instituted. It is still present in the widespread poverty, failing health standards, and incredible disparity of wealth that continues to divide society along economic lines that more often than not match apartheid's original racial divides. My scholarship provided me with the opportunity to meet the victims of this injustice, and in doing so, they have inspired a dedication to alleviate the effects of injustice everywhere. Not only was I able to see other parts of the world, but I also got to see within myself something I never knew I had. Thank you.